Shri Guru Namaha. Welcome to our online class. Lesson 2 in 12th Standard Economics, National Income. In this, already we have completed the concept of national income, introduction, the important economists and their definitions, and the meaning of national income, the basic concepts of national income, and the methods of measuring national income, all the three methods: product method, income method, expenditure method, and their precautions, what to be included and what to be excluded. Now, we are going to see the importance of national income. National income is of great importance for the economy of a country. Nowadays, the national income is regarded as accounts of the economy, which are known as social accounts. It enables four important points, totally not four, in this slide 4, in next slide 4, totally 8 important points which we are going to see in detail. First one, to know the relative importance of various sectors of the economy and their contribution towards the national income. From the circulation of national income, we could find how income is produced, how it is distributed, and how much is spent, saved, or taxed. That is first one. Second one, to formulate the national policies such as monetary policy, fiscal policy, and other policies, the proper measures can be adopted to bring the economy to the right path with the help of collecting national income data. Third point, to formulate, planning and evaluate plan progress. It is essential that the data pertaining to a country's gross income, output, saving, and consumption from the different sources should be available for economic planning. 4. To know the country's per capita income, which reflects the economic welfare of the country. 5. To build economic models in short and long run. 6. To make international comparison, inter-regional comparison, and inter-temporal comparison of growth of the economy during different periods. 7. To know the distribution of income for various factors of production in the country. 8. To arrive at many more macroeconomic variables, namely tax, GDP ratio, current account deficit, GDP ratio, fiscal deficit, GDP ratio, debt and GDP ratio, that is tax minus GDP, current account deficit minus GDP, and fiscal deficit minus GDP, and debt minus GDP ratio. We will be seeing. Now, so far we have seen what are all the important points to be noted in national income. Now, what are all the difficulties in measuring national income? We are going to see. Number one, transfer payments. Before we are going, what are the difficulties? Let me talk about difficulties in national income. In India, a special conceptual problem is posed by the existence of a large, unorganized, and non-monetized subsistence, which sector where the barter system, what do you mean by barter system? Exchanging good for goods, still prevails for transacting goods and services. Here, the proper valuation output is very, very difficult in measuring the national income. That's why, what are all the difficulties in measuring national income we are going to see? Number one, transfer payments. Number two, difficulties in accessing depreciation allowance. Number three, unpaid services. Number four, income from illegal activities. Number five, production for self-consumption and changing price. Number six, capital gains. Number seven, statistical problems. In this statistical problem, there are four problems are there. Let us go in detail. Number one, transfer payments. Government makes the payments in the form of pensions, unemployment allowance, subsidies, etc. I have already talked about what is meant by subsidy and what do you mean by pension, what do you mean by employment, and what do you mean by unemployment. But all these are called as government expenditure. But they are not included in the national income. Why? Because they are paid without adding anything to the production process. During a year, interest on national debt is also considered as transfer payments because it is paid by the government to individuals and firms on their past savings without any productive work. Number two, difficulties in accessing depreciation allowance. The deduction of depreciation allowances, accidental damages, a repair and a replacement of charges, and the national income is not an easy task. It requires high degree of judgment to access the depreciation allowance and other charges. Number three, unpaid services. I think in 11th standard itself, I have talked about unpaid services. For example, take housewife. That means mother. Mother will be doing so many works, but we are not at all paying. If we are paying, we are not usual human beings, right? Actually, mother is doing all these works with the love and affection. So we are not paying. Suppose if the same work is done by the servant, we are paying. So let us see unpaid services. A housewife renders a number of useful services like preparation of meals, serving, tailoring, mending. What do you mean by mending? Anything repair is there at home, it will be, anything is damaged at home, broken at home, she'll be taking care of it and she'll be completing all the works of that. That is called as mending. Washing, cleaning, bringing up the children, etc. Will all the children pay for it? No. She is not paid for them and for her services which are not directly included in national income. Such services performed by the servant, then if it is paid, that are included in national income. The reason for exclusion of mother or the parents or the housewife services from national income, why it is not excluded? Because that is the love and affection of the housewife in performing her domestic work cannot be measured in monetary terms. Similarly, there are a number of goods and services which are difficult to access in many in monetary terms and for the reasons stated above, such as rendering the services to their friends, painting, singing, dancing, etc. Fourth one is income from illegal activities. What are all illegal activities? We will be seeing in this heading in detail. Income earned through illegal activities. That is, number one, gambling. Gambling means betting money on the result of the horse race, the car game, etc. That is called as gambling. Smuggling, taking away the things. What do we mean by smuggling? Taking away the things out of, into, to him or her itself, or for a country, out of the country, secretly, okay, in a way that is, which is not allowed by the law. That are all, that is called as smuggling, illegal activity. And illicit extraction of, what do you mean by illicit? Okay, that is the activities which are not allowed by the rules of the society. If we want to live in a society, there are certain rules and regulations which we are following. So, that activities are illicit extraction of liquor, etc. is not included in national income. Such activities have the value and satisfy the wants of the people, but they are not considered as productive from the point of view of the society. Next, fifth one, production for self-consumption and changing price. Farmers keep a large portion of food and other goods produced on the farm for self-consumption. The problem is whether the part of the produce which is not sold in the market can be included in national income or not. National income by product method is measured by the value of final goods and services at current market prices, but prices do not remain stable, not stable. Okay, that is constant. It will not remain constant. They may rise or they may fall. To solve this problem, economists calculate the real national income at a constant price level by the consumer price index. Next, capital gains. The problem also arises which regard to capital gains. What are capital gains? How it is raised? Capital gains are arised when a special capital asset such as a house, the other property, stocks or shares, etc. is sold at a higher price than was paid for it. Actually, the amount which has been paid higher the amount which has to be paid, and for it at the same time of the purchase. Capital gains are excluded from national income. Last one, statistical problems. There are four problems which has to be seen in detail. There are statistical problems too. What are those problems? Great care is required to avoid double counting. Statistical data may not be perfectly reliable when they are compiled from numerous sources. Skill and efficiency of the statistical staff and cooperation of the people at large and are also equally important in estimating the national income. Let us see all the four important points of statistical problems. Number one, accurate the reliable data. Accurate reliable data are not adequate as the form of output in the subsistence of sector is not completely informed. In animal husbandry, there are no authentic production data available. 2. Different languages and customs. Different languages, customs, etc. are ready to create the problems in computing estimates. Number 3. People are different in different places in India with official inequalities. So, people in India are indifferent to the official inquiries. So, they are in most cases non-cooperative also. Always we cannot think that all are cooperative. Most of the statistical staffs are untrained and inefficient is the fourth problem. So, therefore, national income estimates in our country are not very accurate or adequate. Okay, are you able to understand? These are all the four problems. Number one, accurate, reliable data. Number two, different languages and the customs. Number three, people in India are different in the official inquiries. And number four, statistical staffs are untrained and inefficient. Now, next we move on to national income and social accounting. National income is also being measured by social accounting method. Under this method, the transactions among various sectors such as firms, households, governments, etc. are recorded and their interrelationships are traced. The social accounting framework is useful for economists as well as the policy makers. It is also because of its represents the major economic flows and the statistical relationships among various sectors of the economic systems. It becomes possible for to focus the trends of economic and more accurately. That is the important points alone I have given you. The explanation has been given by me, but only the important points are shown in our slide. Okay. Next, let us see what are all the national income and social accounting. In this national income and social accounting, there are 5 important points to be noted, and each and every heading there are so many subheadings. Under number 1, social accounting and sector. Number 2, national income and welfare sector. Number 3, national income and erosion of national wealth. Number 4, national income in terms of US dollar. Number 5, social and environmental costs. Okay, let us see one by one inside headings. Okay. So under first one, see first one social accounting sector. Now under social accounting sector, there are 5 subheadings. A social accounting sector is a group of individuals and institutions having common interrelated economic transactions. Under this sector, we have 5 subheadings which we have to go in deep. Number 1, firms. Okay, next heading it is there. Number 2, households. Number 3, governments. Number 4, rest of the world. Number 5, capital sector. Let us go in detail about social accounting sector in subheadings. Number 1, firms. Firms undertake the productive activities. Thus, they are all organizations which employ the factors of production to produce goods and services. Number 2, households. Households are consuming entities and represent the factors of production who receive the payment for services rendered by them to firms. Household consume the goods and the services that are produced by the firms. Number 3, firms. Firms. Number 3, government. The government sectors are the economic transactions of the public bodies at all levels, center, state, and local. This means the satisfying the collective wants of the society. However, the public enterprise like post offices and railways are separated from the government sector, which are included as firms. Number 4, rest of the world. Rest of the world sector relates to the international economic transactions of the country. It contains income, export, import, transactions, and external loan transactions, and allied overseas investment income and payments. Next, fifth one, capital sector. Capital sector refers to saving and investment activities. It includes the transactions of banks, insurance, corporations, financial houses, and other agencies of the money market. They are not included under firms. These agencies merely provide the financial assistance to the firm's activities. Now, let us go to second one. National income and welfare. National income welfare is considered as an indicator of economic well-being of a country. The economic progress of the countries is measured in terms of their GDP per capita and their annual growth rate. So, in short, if we want to say, a country with a higher per capita income is supposed to enjoy the greater economic welfare with a high standard of living, but it does not always promote welfare. That is very, very important, which we have to see. There are some limitations in national income welfare. In first social accounting welfare, we have seen what are all the subheadings: firms, households, government, rest of the world, and capital sector. In national income welfare, second one, we are having some limitations. What are all the limitations? It is very important points I have made a note. Please underline in your textbook also. Very, very important. A big paragraph will be there. There is no need for you to understand. Important points to be made to it is nothing but greater the proportion of capital goods and consumer goods leads to less welfare. Number 2, higher GDP with environmental hazards leads to less welfare. Number 3, production of more goods will increase the national output but lessens welfare. Number 4. Increase in per capita income may be due to employment of women, children, or force working or for the house hour, long hours leads to less welfare. Next, therefore, PQLI. What do you mean by PQLI? Physical quality of life index. It is a better indicator, that is, better indicator of economic welfare. What all the physical quality of life index includes? It includes standard of living, life expectancy at birth, and literacy. Now, third one, national income and erosion of national wealth. For achieving higher GDP, the larger resources are being depleted or damaged. Depleted, nothing but damaged. This means the reduction of potential for future growth. Hence, it is suggested that while assessing the national income, loss of natural resources should be subtracted from the national income. Fourth one, national income in terms of US dollar. When Indian national income is expressed in terms of US dollar, the farmer looks very low. If the purchasing power parity PPP method is adopted in India, it looks better. Fifth one, social and environmental cost. Number 5. While producing economic goods, many environmental and social bads are also generated. Hence, they are also must be considered while enumerating national income. Okay, let us come to the summary of the lesson. What are the uses of the national income? I have brought up in 5 points which are very, very important. The national income of a country describes the economic performance or production performance of a country. Number 2, economists, planners, government, business, and international agencies, which are IMF, World Bank, etc., use this national income data and analyzes them for various purposes. Number 3, national income data help in measuring changes in the standard of living over time. 4, it also enables us to compare the standard of living of different countries. 5, level of development of a country is also measured by using national income figures. Glossary, which has been given by me. Please make a note of it. I'll send you the PPT to you also. Unemployment, inflation. Unemployment means idleness of workers or the people. Inflation. Steady increase in general level price. Growth. How to improve it? Growth of the nation. Deflator. To reduce the price level, that is deflation, like, okay, just opposite to inflation. Dividend, an individual share of something distributed or something is given in addition what is ordinarily expected. Intermediate goods or the consumer goods. It is a good or a product which is used to produce a final good or a finished product or sold between the industries for resale and the production of other goods. Depreciation, to lower the price. Windfall gain, unexpected gain. Example, lottery. Erosion, the process of eroding, which is eroded by wind, water, and other natural destruction. Production, creation of utilities. Consumption, destruction of utilities. Subsidy, the amount of the money that the government pays to help an organization to keep the cost of a service flow, barter system, exchanging goods for goods. And this glossary is already there in your textbook. Thank you. We have completed the second lesson, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.